Hello everybody, welcome back to the farm. It's chick time, so we're going to go over all the ways that I know how to have a successful brooder and limit your death loss. For whatever you're brooding in, you're going to want some wood shavings or some soft bedding for the chicks to lay down on. It's best to get the large flaked shavings, as with the smaller shavings it's possible that the chicks could ingest them, and we only want these chicks eating feed. Your brooder can be really anything you can think of. A cardboard box, a wooden box that you've assembled, or even a water trough like I'm using here in this video. I've even used a horse trailer before to brood chicks in, so this is only limited to your imagination. And of course you're going to need food and water. I like to have the food and water already in the brooder whenever the chicks arrive, so that as soon as I get them out of the box, their curious minds can start figuring out where everything is. Something I've always done to prevent the drowning of chicks is putting marbles or rocks in any deep water, and as a result, I've never had a chick drown. Another thing I like to do to keep things more cleanly in the brooder is to put the waterers and feeders up on 2x4s, which keeps the chicks from pooping in them quite as much and from getting as much wood shavings in the water and the food. Another important thing to do is to add sugar to the chicks' water. I like to do this in a smaller separate water from my main waterer, while this serves as a quick boost to their immune system and gives them important calories while they discover where to find food in the brooder. As far as the amount of sugar goes, there's really not a set standard. I did about 2 tablespoons of sugar to this pint of water that I gave to these chicks. Another thing of great importance is heat. If you're brooding more than 25 chicks, it's a good idea to have more than one heat source for them. As far as the heat goes for these chicks, I've learned with time that it's not quite as an exact a science as I thought it was when I first began. Really, what you need to do is just watch your chicks whenever you first get them in with your heat. Make sure they're comfortable. If they're all bunched up together, then that could mean that they're cold. If they're all running away from the heat, then that means that it's probably too hot for them. One last thing that could help you limit your death loss in your brooder is to have a brooder with no corners. These rounded corners really keep the chicks from gathering up and bunching up in a corner and piling on top of each other. Although I've seen it happen where they'll pile on top of each other out in the open, it's much less common. So there you go. Go get some chicks and get them in your brooder. Even though it seems intimidating, after you've got your chicks and you got them in the brooder and they're getting comfortable, it's not quite as hard as you think it is. If you follow the tips from this video, I trust that you'll have success.